One-on-one, Sammy Whitcomb with 8 seconds left. Goes around to Gumake. Drives baseline. That shot rejected by Izzy McMcGore. Second opportunity is up. Seattle, and all of a sudden, we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been all second quarter long. 44.
Time and time again, clear fouls have gone uncalled, and the numbers are staggering. Over 17% of all fouls and questionable calls in the WNBA this season have involved Caitlin Clark. Yes, you heard that right, 17%. But here's the jaw-dropping part. Nearly half of those incidents were completely overlooked by the referees, without so much as a whistle. It's as if the officials have decided not to see her at all. This isn't just about a young star fighting for her place. It's about a disturbing pattern. Today, we're pulling back the curtain and exposing 10 shocking moments that show Caitlin Clark is battling not just her opponents, but the very system designed to protect her. Number 1 will make you rethink.
I remember we were in New York, and John Paul Jones set a good screen on me, and I actually popped my eardrum, ruptured my eardrum just on a screen.
Your eardrum?
Yeah, it was a really good screen by JJ. She's a tremendous player, but I think that just kind of speaks to the physicality of the league. Sorry, I think it's something that I always remember, like, coming into this league.
Triple doubles, those are all well and good, but it's the eardrum rupture
that's probably more memorable.
As Caitlin Clark's star continues to rise, it feels as though forces within the WNBA are determined to dim her light. Time and again, we've witnessed calls that don't just seem biased, they reek of something deeper, almost as if a hidden agenda is at play. Now, let's kick off our countdown. Point 10. Indiana Fever vs. Seattle Storm on May 30th, 2024. The Indiana Fever were locked in a fierce battle against the Seattle Storm. Caitlin Clark, showcasing her signature finesse, drove toward the basket, slipping past defenders with ease. As she reached the rim, she was hammered with a hard foul right inside the restricted area.
McMcGore just 24 years old, potential to team up with Christy Wallace, maybe Sammy Whitcomb, and there's Caitlin Clark.
Right there. That's a foul.
Indiana's head coach, Christy Sides, couldn't hide her outrage. She erupted from the sideline, demanding accountability from the officials after the blatant no call. But instead of correcting their mistake, the referees turned their focus on Coach Sides herself, hitting her with a technical foul, simply for...
Technical foul. I do not blame her. It's frustrating over there on the sideline for Coach Sides. Give Sides credit here because she made a comment at Tuesday's game saying it's going to be her to stick up for the players in this manner, wanting them to be able to keep the technical.
Moments later, when Indiana made a clean defensive play, the referees wasted no time. They immediately blew the whistle and called a foul against them, adding insult to injury.
Samuelson sticks with her. And a foul on Indiana.
And then you call that. Okay? That's what's frustrating.
The message couldn't have been clearer. Missed calls and technicals would be the price for speaking out, while every chance to penalize Indiana would be eagerly taken. This wasn't just poor officiating, it was a blatant display of bias that had fans furious. And so, our countdown continues with number 9. Washington Mystics vs. Indiana Fever, June 19th, 202 inches a high-stakes matchup. Caitlin Clark was in full command, slicing through the Washington Mystics defense with relentless energy. Driving hard to the basket, she rose for a shot, and then, bam, an elbow smash.
Won't fall. Rebound. Boston ahead to Clark. Clark turns on the Jets. Clark to the rim and blocked. Well, Dolson got back. Clark thought there was a foul. Doesn't get the whistle.
Even Caitlin herself looked stunned, turning to the referee in disbelief. But once again, nothing. Clear foul had been committed, yet the officials simply turned a blind eye. And now, at number 8, the pattern becomes even harder to deny. Point 8. Indiana Fever vs. Connecticut Sun, September 22nd, 2:02. It was the opening game of the playoffs for the Energy Electric, and just minutes into the action, Caitlin Clark took a brutal swipe to the eye from a Sun guard. She stumbled back, visibly shaken and in pain, but the referees remained silent. No whistle. No call.
From the field. And she's guarding Clark 94 feet. Clark? Looks like Clark got smacked.
It was a blatant disregard for player safety, happening right in front of everyone. This wasn't just minor contact, It was a dangerous hit to the face, yet once again, the officials chose to look the other way. Moments like this leave fans asking the obvious question, are the rules different when it comes to Caitlin Clark? And the troubling pattern didn't end there. Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever, August 28th, 202. Just weeks earlier, in another matchup against the Connecticut Sun, the same player, DJM Carrington, known for her aggressive, physical style, struck again. She delivered a crushing body check on Clark, and this time, it wasn't just tough defense, it was brutal, landing right to Caitlin's eyes.
Dark. An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, she got another. Second three of the quarter for Caitlin Clark, who has 8 points and 3 assists as
technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said damn it, where it's like a personal frustration, had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that.